But anyways, so that's the question. Why am I not making the kind of money I deserve? You know, how can I, and then the next one is, how can I make the kind of money I deserve? Which one's detrimental, which one's powerful? One of the things, and I gave you copies of these obviously. So, and this is something that I found very, very powerful. Now, some agents, probably some of you in this room are sitting there going, yeah, I've heard all this mumbo jumbo. Yeah, there's no such thing as magic words. There's no such thing as your attitude controls your altitude. I mean, some people get lucky breaks and some people don't get lucky breaks, right? Well, I never got too many, but we worked real hard. So one thing I learned is when I'm asking myself these questions, how can I deliver? You know, at one point early in my career, I realized I was knocking on doors, I was getting limited results. I was getting the results that I deserved, but they were limited. I mean, there's only so much time in a day, right? And when you're knocking on doors, and people like to talk, right? So you go knocking on a door, somebody's talking to you, if they're not planning on moving, and they want to talk to you about their niece in Michigan who's a realtor. So there was a lot of time spent. So I had to ask myself a question, how can I get some numbers? So, because the goal was always 100 transactions a year. So we said, let's try hitting and running. I went hitting and running with you one time, right? And we run, don't we? We just step right. There's no walking out to the sidewalk. I mean, we're over retaining walls, bushes, and we're moving fast because it's a numbers game. And we knew, once we figured it out, is that it was going to take about 900 flyers delivered per day. And I can remember saying to Carol, I've got the number figured out, it's going to be 900 per day. And I can remember her just that fast saying, well, that's not possible. So, but it was not her business. That's not her part of the business, was not to generate business. That was a perfectly acceptable answer. But now, if I had took that attitude, it could have been different. So my question was, obviously the first question was, how can I deliver 900 flyers a day? And then the second question, after that one scared me, I said, and enjoy it. Yeah. Right? And man, what a different slant does that put on a question. So the next morning, we didn't have big copy machines in those days. I went down to the printer and I said, okay, I need 900 of these by tomorrow morning. And said, okay, and then I need 900 every day, 5 days a week from this point forward. And then that next morning, we had an assistant. Her name was Monty. And I went to our assistant and said, here's 450 flyers. Come with me. Because that's how I could do it. I could do 450. And having somebody else to be out in the neighborhood with, that's enjoyable. So that was the answer to the question. That was the right answer, by the way. It worked out pretty well.